Sher-Ray Organics Cosmetics was created by Sherry Raymond Koblantz in the 60s with inspiration from some organic seeds. But the actual business didn't start until Sherry's retirement in Bend, and at the begging of all her young-looking friends using her products, Sherry Raymond Koblantz is here with us today. You have this fabulous product that I was reading about online, and I just love your story. This started at a very young age when you were out getting worms. From inspiration from worms. It kind of led you on this path.
Yes, I was 8 when I went into the worm business because I needed more money than my allowance.
And so fast forward to, it ended up bringing you to an organic farm, trying to sell your worms to an organic farm.
Yes, and they were growing camellias. And camellias were the basis of many of my products are the camellia seed oil.
Yeah.
And I discovered that when I was 10, 11, working in the greenhouse. I would take the seeds and pound them into cheesecloth and put it on my face, and I loved the feel. So I knew when I was going to make my products, I was allergic to everything, so my skin was so sensitive. So I decided that camellia seed oil would be definitely in any formulas I made.
Okay, so then you move all over, you end up in Bend, and you retire, and all your friends are using your homemade products.
Well, what happened was my husband grew up in Portland, and we went to a 50th reunion, and they said, "Oh, Ron, you robbed the cradle?" And I said, "No, no, no, I'm 3 years older than he is." And then, "Who's your plastic surgeon here in Portland?" And I said, "No, I just use my serums." And everybody wanted to buy them, and that's how I started. My first 20 customers were his classmates.
I love it. And now you have this full array of products. Tell me about what you have now.
Well, first I didn't realize, what it all entailed to do this. I had no idea.
Right.
And so the first thing I had to do was patent my formulas. And so I have patent pendings on my formulas. And then my husband said, well, just because it works on you doesn't mean it's going to work on everybody else. And I actually developed my skin products for my O positive blood type. And since I'm a universal donor, I thought, well, it should work in cosmetics too. But he said, no, you have to test it. So we tested it for 6 to 8 months on 38 people, about 10 of whom I known, and the rest were their friends or people they knew.
Right.
And out of the 38, 32 loved my products.
That's fantastic.
6 didn't. So now he said, well, okay, I guess you can do this.
Okay, so now we have these wonderful products. Tell us, what's your best seller? And I love that you're based out of Bend, too, which is really
yes.
nice.
And I have also found that, I used to make them in Miami. That's where I started. That's where I developed them in my dad's lab. And I find that I make them better here because of the atmosphere being dry.
Oh, yeah.
And up high. It makes the formulations go much faster than they did at sea level, where there's a lot of moisture.
Right, and which, because of the atmosphere there, that you end up here because of the moisture that was in the air there, and then you're challenged with the dry here.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So my products are actually nourishment for your skin.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
And now, see, you in the commercial. Oh, yeah, this is really nice. So in the commercial break, you put this wonderful, I don't know.
Takuma butter.
Yes, exactly. On my skin, and you told me that it was going to sink in, and it is.
And it just feels
really
wonderful
soft.
now.
And I don't know if I look 20, but I feel it right now. At least my hands do.
Well, as I say, all my products are nourishment for the skin. The most popular, I guess, would be the 8 and 8A, and that's something that you use 8 during the day. In the morning, wash your face with a hot washcloth to get away the dead skin cells. Put on Formula 8. My products require only a tiny bit. They're 100% serum. So if you look at most of the products that you look at, the base is water, and mine is not. So you only need a tiny bit.
Well,
it goes a long way.
If the way you look is any testament to your product, I think that's good. Can we say your age?
Yes.
74 years old. You look
I'll be 75 in May.
75 in May.
And I've never had anything done, only my serums. I've never had injections, laser, cosmetic surgery. So
I think it's fantastic. If you can fix this gap, I'm going to invest in your company. Well, thank you so much. I love it, and we can get them online. We'll put your website up on underneath your name, and people can go and test
And
out
one
your
other thing,
products.
I have a great product for men. It's called Skin Warrior, and it really is something that all men should be using, especially in this dry climate. It's an aftershave moisturizer.
You hear that, Greg? You hear that, Paul? Okay, we'll
Yes.
make sure we'll get it to those guys too.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for
window
having me.
From the High Desert Museum. We'll be right back.